Hi folks, Joe 99.7 FM, and a special welcome to all of you to Game Plan. It's another Friday, and welcome on board to all of you. We're still in the New Year season, 10th of January, so just about 10 days into the New Year. It's fair to say it's okay to still greet somebody Happy New Year. It's pretty okay. Just 10 days into the New Year. So Happy New Year to all of you once again. My name is Razak Musbau, and sitting in for your regular Fentio, Tahiru Fentio. The team is in studio, and you'll be hearing from them shortly. But today, some very interesting development this week. President of Young Apostles Samuel Enimado has been charged by the Ghana Football Association for comments he made on X, formerly Twitter. The association says it's in breach of some Ghana Premier League regulations. The man himself says he stands by those comments in relation to Maxwell Hansen and some allegations he's peddled against the man. Following concerns by Accra Lions about his officiating in the game against Dreams FC. It's turned into a very big issue, and we'll be dealing with it today on the show. Well, what we also pick in is that Star Times is back. Star Time is set to return as, the broadcast partners of the Ghana Football Association. We've got the G's on that for you. We broke that story on our platform on myjoyonline.com, and we'll tell you all you need to know about that development. What understanding has been, made with the Ghana Football Association, which has allowed Star Times to return as broadcast partners. We'll tell you all you need to know about that. So stay with us. When they are going to start, we have all that juice for you here on the show. Well, in England, Mohamed Kudus has got a new coach in Graham Potter. Julian Lopetegui is out of West Ham. What are the chances as far as Kudus' performance is concerned for the remainder of the season? We will be taking a look at that, and I'm sure people have been saying that if you look at how Graham Potter, plays, the kind of system he plays, the tactics he deploys in his team, some are saying that it's going to fit Mohamed Kudus really well, when you're possibly going to see a much better Mohamed Kudus under Graham Potter. Will that really be the case? We'll see. We'll see if that is going to be the case. It's a big game happening. That will be happening this weekend in Saudi Arabia. It's the first El Clasico of the year 2025. After Real Madrid advanced to the finals of the Super Cup, Spanish Super Cup, likewise Barcelona also advancing in that game. So on Sunday the final will happen, I think 6:30 GMT. We'll see whether we can also just talk about that, and quite a number of transfers that are also unfolding. Manchester United are in the market trying to get some players. Marcus Rashford, we understand. Juventus, AC Milan, Borussia Dortmund, all interested in the player. Where he will end up, we'll try and give you some update on that. At Chelsea, quite a number of players they are looking to part ways with. Disasi, top of the agenda there. Chelsea looking to part ways with him. We will see what that situation is. Even at Liverpool, Arnold has still not signed his contract extension. Mohamed Salah, same. And, quite a number of players also trying to leave their clubs. We will talk about that. But also this week has to do with Barca's registration issues. Dani Olmo, we understand they've received some temporary permission to register Dani Olmo while the matter is still being dealt with in court. We'll try and offer some clarity for you on those issues today on the show. But big on the agenda today has to do with the development relating to Enimado, Dreams FC, Accra Lions, Maxwell Hansen. I think this is possibly the biggest issue so far this week, and the guys will deal with it extensively on the show today. And the Star Times conversation. We would love to hear from you on 055 1111 997 and 055 1111 997. That's the WhatsApp line. We'd love to hear from you. So do send us your comment on that. WhatsApp line. And of course, we'll read it for you over there. Remember, also, just have to chip this in. Ghana's 2009 under 20 World Cup winning team. They are finally cashing out after 15 years of investment. They are cashing out. And somebody is saying that we hope that haircuts didn't touch those investment. We'll see. We'll see if haircuts. We understand about 15 players. The moment they heard that a bang, 15 players went to take their check at the sports ministry. Chale, they say, come on, the boys are check. Now they're not landing. So perfect time to get their money to start their year. This is Game Plan on Joe 99.7 FM. My name is Razak Musbau, and the team is here. I think this is the first time I'm seeing Sitso this year. Sitso, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, man.
Yeah, man. Were you in Ghana, though? Were you in Ghana during the festive period?
Yeah, I was around here.
I
was around here.
Okay.
I was around.
Okay, not bad. Daniel is smiling to that. Not sure that he doesn't believe that.
How can you be there here? Why you laugh?
Daniel, Happy New Year.
Really happy returns, my brother.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year to you.
But he was in that glasses, huh?
Who?
Danke.
Yeah. I mean,
that glasses, when you put on your face, it's not permanent too. You can remove it.
No, what I actually don't understand is the way the place they wear is how they wear that glasses. No, sir.
You take entry. You do some majestic entry into the studio. So, Dano, good to see you. First time I think seeing you this year. Good to see you, Atsu. Good to have you too. Atsu is turning into some intermediary man, be trying to resolve issues. Trying to resolve issues.
Not.
Shale!
Musbau.
Who?
You know that one. Maybe matter.
After the show.
Yeah, after the show, you fill him in on that. You fill him in on that. Good to have you guys. And Muftawu is also here. Muftawu, first time on the show this year, right? You're not here.
Yeah,
last
actually,
week,
no, I was not.
Yeah, good to have you.
I also
Happy
deserve
New
a break now.
Yeah,
many happy returns.
How's the family? Everybody's fine, right?
Oh, we are all fine. We are all doing well.
Good.
And CJ and I had something. My boy sent me a voice note.
What happened? What happened over there?
No further comment. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay, but you just
but you started the story.
You
started
mentioned
something.
it.
You have to.
I just.
And I said no further.
Yeah.
Why did you bring it up there?
Because it was a festive season, he did them something cool. So they sent him a voice note.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right now, I just finished it. Tell us
Sitso.
the story. What happened?
Nice.
This one is rich uncle.
Our babies are being given Christmas and festive period. That one to be issued.
I think he's taking the opportunity to say thank you. Thank you.
Our young boys sent a thank you message already. It's well received.
Well received.
It's Christmas.
Nice one. Nice one. Daniel, did you get your share though? Did you get your Christmas gift? Or you're not one of the young boys?
Young boys. We know it's Christmas. We spend time with family.
Someone who has a responsibility to feed someone's daughter. You call him small boy. What are you saying?
All right, man. Okay, let's get to it.
You're us the drop. Where am I? You're us the drop.
Let's get to it.
Musa, he said something.
Yeah, no, something serious happened at the Something serious happened at the Babaya Sports Stadium. I think that was 2 days ago. Some facts.
That was actually yesterday.
Yesterday, good.
Yeah.
Yesterday, some facts went to the National Sports Authority office there and forcibly evicted the Ashanti Regional Director of the National Sports Authority, Kwame Bam-Mensah. It was quite a spectacle, when the visuals that were brought in by Delali Atias. In fact, he monitored. He was there while the whole thing was unfolding, and we even have a report on that. So let's listen to what really unfolded at the Barra Sports Stadium relating to what happened to the Ashanti Regional Director of the National Sports Authority. Absolutely uncalled for. I mean, it was quite a spectacle. Not just the facts, but even the staff were hooting at him. It was really sad. Listen to this report by my colleague Alava Fem Delali.
The heavily built men demanded that Kwame Ba vacated his office and handed over the keys to his office and his official car. Officers from the Asokwa police station, led by ASP Kofi Abuaje, intervened to control the scene and allow the safe departure of the regional director. Events took a dramatic turn when a greater number of staff of the NSA in the Ashanti region supported the action of the thugs, with many seen jubilating and hooting their boss out of the premises. The staff leveled a series of allegations against their boss, ranging from inappropriate promotions to victimization, bad working relations, corrupt practices, and non-payment of allowances for casual workers for 3 months.
Yenya hwe amfiri no ho yenya message bia nso amfiri no ho say staff no ye be kofie me ba ha 3 years ni ye be ko bia mpanifo no wa to ensafre nyina no mo hyira say kwa mo ko no staff mo hwe mo nso ye na yenya nsa me hia asomdwe mu yi e be sa ba biom no no ma sa ka kire staff mo ko mo hwe mo nso ye na afie be ba no yenya nsa be hia asomdwe mu we de yenya message bia amfiri bia ho say ya pon say ya mpon ye yenya hwe Ana ya no the better platform say and you meeting 11 o'clock. 11 time no so ya ko meeting. Yante hwe ye hu yan say na the minister jada about to say meeting na maso. Ana ya rush ko say I didn't na meeting na maso. No say close platform no. Kwa mbaba ye no. O say NSC skania. But buy no full ska. Ultimate the stadium e ma han. Unye renovation we. Ama for ye adwuma over 3 months in Chomoka. But December, you would me amount 100 million that could be brilliant. Stop.
Hey, I don't know who's money 100 million.
Now, they tell say, yeah, staffy, casual, 3 months in Chomoka. Yakwaka, bui. Oh, by also be a US cab by all fools. This say, Obi the Roba and Oko. It's only a chinko. Simple as that.
Now, why not in the buy?
Majid Bawa. Majid Bawa didn't buy Majid Bawa. Simple.
After deliberations with the police, the thugs, who had increased in number, left the premises while the police helped the regional director to pack items from his office into a waiting vehicle. The staff will not allow Mr. Barmensa to leave with packs of bottled water, insisting the water was purchased with SA funds. In a rather unceremonious manner, the regional director was booed by the staff before he was escorted into a private vehicle that sped off to the delight of the NSA workers, some of whom hurled insults and invectives at their boss.
Well, really, really interesting developments there. But Delali himself has joined us on the phone. Delali, Happy New Year to you, and thank you for joining us. Have you been in touch with Mr. Kwame Barmensa, and what has he been saying about this very development?
Good afternoon, Happy New Year to you as well. Unfortunately, I've not been able to make direct contact with Mr. Kwame Barmensa. But then there are some developments happening since yesterday. You know that, I would say that we did one part of the story, and so today we also try to, as it were, gather the other side of the story. That will be that of Mr. Barmensa, Mr. Kwame Barmensa and his side. Now, information I'm picking up earlier this morning when I did a little bit of investigations is that most of those who were at the premises yesterday at the Baba Erasmus Stadium, the staff of the NSA, who seem to have been not happy with the way the original boss has been managing the place, are people who are supposedly affiliated to the former Director General of the National Sports Authority, that is Mr. Peter Chumesi. Now, according to my investigations, most of these guys were brought in by Mr. Chumesi. And my investigations say, allegations are that most of them, some were brought in because they were party people, MPP party people, who Mr. Chumesi brought them in. Now, according to my investigations, Mr. Barmensa, when he took over office, was not too happy about some of the people who were brought in because, one, there were issues about their certification, whether they were not, they didn't have the right certificates to be there. Others, in some other instances, they claim that most of these people are related biologically or are aligned in a way, are friends to Mr. Chumesi. That's why he brought them. And so when this new man took over, he decided to question some of the appointments that was made. And so it looks as if we have a divided NSA in Kumasi. Some on the side of the former Director General, Mr. Peter Chumesi, Professor Peter Chumesi, and then the other also on the side of the new, or the former, or the man who was asked to leave office yesterday. So that is what is happening currently. Now, earlier this morning, I also picked up information where we had a driver of the NSA in Kumasi on their local platform instructing that the administrators should come and work and designating somebody to take charge of the place today. But then just about a minute and a half ago, just about an hour and a half ago, I also had a release from the union leader of the NSA instructing those in Kumasi to exercise caution, take their time until a new director general is brought into office for them to, as it were, iron all differences. Now, the major problem now is that there is a game coming up on Sunday, an FA Cup match between Kotoko and Accelerate. And so as we speak now, we don't know what is going to happen. We don't know who is in charge. And still, there seems to be uncertainty surrounding whoever or whatever is going to happen on Sunday. So these are the little things that we picked up after yesterday. But personally, we've not been able to speak to Mr. Kwame Bamensa.
Interesting there. I mean, quite a number of allegations were made against him by the staff.
Yeah.
Not sure if in your conversation with them, they were able to substantiate some of them.
Difficult for them to substantiate. I asked one, if you had that particular incident, I asked him, how did you get to know that the man has embezzled over 100 million? Later on, after that interview, he tells me that, well, he works in the account office, he knows what he's talking about, but there was no documentation to say that this or to prove that indeed the man has embezzled this amount of money or not. But you see, if you study carefully what is happening at the NSA in Kumasi, it dates back to when Mr. Peter Chumesi was in charge. And so these things have gone on for a while. Those on the other side feel that he brought in people who are not qualified to be there. Others also felt that he gave positions to people, elevated them to other positions when they were not due to be elevated to those positions. So there seems to be a division. There is a crack in the front of the workers in Kumasi now. And I guess that those who are going to come later on will have a lot of work to do to, as it was, streamline whatever is happening to bring some sanity and peace to the working front of the NSA here in Kumasi.
But, the original narrative was that, all of this thing happened was, instigated by some NDC thugs or individuals affiliated with NDC.
Yeah.
Is that what you gathered? Or this was actually an internal thing that was championed by the staff?
Indeed, there were, initially yesterday, there were three, according to my reports, or what I gathered at the stadium when I went there yesterday, they told me that there were 3 to 4 boys who came in a motor. Now, I think you saw the pictures of one holding a gun. Some are saying that it was a toy gun. Well, we were not there personally, but he was holding a gun with this 24-hour economy pasted around the gun, with his T-shirts, with all NDC paraphernalia around him. There were 2 others. Now, when I went to the stadium hours later, yes, indeed, some guys came in. Although they will not tell us who they were, you will gather that you might think that they have the power because they feel that probably their government has taken over. And I'm very sure that the workers at the NSA took advantage of what happened to also express their grievances. In fact, there was a meeting scheduled between the workers and the NSA boss, the Central Regional boss, yesterday at 11 a.m. Now, these thugs got to the stadium around 9 a.m., and then all these hula baloo started, this commotion started, and so that meeting was called off. And so it was like a coincidence. It happened, and just the time that it happened, the workers were already charged going into that meeting, and so they also took advantage of what happened and then did what they did. In my presence, other guys in motorbikes, not apart from the 4 who were there initially, came in, and we counted about 12 or 13 of them in different motorbikes. They came in, had a scuffle with the original boss, who was also brought in some 2 guys to come and protect him before the police came. And so when they were told by the police that, okay, we are taking the key from the man, and as you said you don't want to see the man in the office, we are making sure that the man evacuates the office. We'll take the key from the man and just make sure that he gets a peaceful evacuation. And so when they were assured that the man is not going to stay in office, they moved their motors and left. It will be difficult to say whether they are NDC people or not. But then, from what we saw, from what was transpiring in there and their comments and everything, I would not be surprised if they are aligned to the current NDC government here.
Well, just finally though, in some other visuals, we saw this very individual you were referring to who was holding what looked like a gun, entering offices and telling people to leave the offices.
Yeah.
The police came and we didn't see any arrests made. Did the police explain why they chose not to arrest any of them?
Well, they didn't explain. I had the opportunity to speak briefly to the commander who was in charge, ASB Kofi Abuaje from the Soka Police. He told me that all they wanted to do was to make sure that there was peace, there was sanity at the place. They didn't come to ask to arrest anybody. All they wanted to do was to make sure that the regional officer or the regional director evacuates the office peacefully without him being harmed in any way at all. So that was their mission. Their mission was just to evacuate the man from the office for peace to prevail. And that's exactly what they did.
And up to now, you have not heard that anybody has been arrested for
No one has been arrested. No, not to my knowledge.
All right.
I found out, but there's been virtually no arrest made yet.
All right, Delali, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
That's Delali, my colleague in Kumasi, who was on the beat, on that story, that forceful evacuation of the Ashanti Regional National Sports Authority Director at his office at the Barbara Sports Stadium. Well, let me come to the guys now and get their quick thoughts on this very development. Let me start with you. I think I've got your mic on. Muftawu, are you surprised things like this are happening?
It actually started in the headquarters.
Oh, really?
Yes.
At the Accra Sports Stadium?
Yes, that's where it started.
When did that happen?
Oh, that was 2 days ago. That was on Wednesday, yeah. The accountant of the National Sports Authority got there. In fact, that one is the internal staff. They said, no, you will not enter your office today.
The accountant?
Yes. They said he will not enter the office. The security, led by Kumoji and Co. His name is Kumoji, right? Yeah. They said they were not going to allow the accountant into the office. So it started there. And in fact, those who were in charge had actually even made me to understand that when you get to the Accra Sports Stadium, there are people at the entrance of the stadium who question you where you are going because they are now in charge, right?
They are now in charge of the stadium. Or what exactly?
Well, their government is in power. Those are the claims. But I think this is actually happening because previous incidents were not penalized. Trust me.
Yeah.
And it has motivated people to continue to do this. Wrong is wrong and should never be condoned. We're in this country when some people even had the temerity to go to a court and set people free. If these people were penalized, I'm not sure if there was a change in government, people would be motivated to go and do the things that we are actually witnessing right now. The NSA accountant, what is his crime? They say he was brought by the Controller and Accountant General, who has the responsibility of assigning accountants to the various government agencies. Is it not the Controller and Accountant General? So what were they actually fighting? So I was a bit confused until they sent me some tickets suggesting that the accountant is taking monies and is not directing the money to they sent me so many tickets. Some of them were charged 200 series, some were charged 150 series. Some funny figures.
They were raising, allegations against the accountant.
Against the accountant. I tried reaching the accountant so that I could get his side of the story without any success. But the point is that I do not think that people should take the law into their own hands and do the things they're all doing.
But if you stop the accountant from accessing the office, doesn't mean you've sacked him, right?
But they say they want him changed. They say he should go out. He should get out of the place. That's what they are saying. And one of the claims actually is that they say anytime they need their allowances and what not, he keeps telling them there's no money. More, they are able to sort out themselves. When you say there's no money and you're not paying us our money, so how are you sorting out yourself?
Yeah, I think the same allegation was made in Kumasi. They said the man was not paying some allowances too.
Dala mentioned something quite interesting about the people supposedly having alliance with the former Director General, Professor Peter Chumeti. We're all in this country when the Finance Ministry gave the NSA clearance to employ at least 250 people, right? A chunk of them came through protocol. A chunk, 90 people, I was actually made to understand, came from the Ashanti region alone, out of the 250. In fact, 250, they interviewed, 97 people and recruited only 3. The rest of the positions were occupied by people. People were employed. And, in the public service, you need to work for a certain number of years before you get into certain positions. People were employed and given roles. They need not less than 10 years of work within the public service sector before you get to those positions. So those fights have been there. The man they are currently fighting in Kumasi, he's a staff of the NSA and he's gone through the mill to get there. But they said that since he came and took over, the things that you remember the former Ashanti Regional Director of the NSA, Mr. Appiah. Maybe he was doing something that this gentleman is currently not doing for them, and they are fighting it.
Yeah, one of them said at the end of the year they call them, and wish them well and give them good Christmas. And this time the man didn't even call them.
Okay, so that one there, it should have happened from here.
All right,
from the head office.
Let me come to Sitso now. Sitso, your thoughts on this though? Are you surprised these things are happening?
I'm sad these things are happening. Because the country is fast becoming a lawless country. That is because people in power who are supposed to demand accountability from people who have been trusted with public offices have not been doing that. And so even though there are laws in this country, because we are not doing the right things to ensure that people who have to be accountable to us are accountable, citizens are beginning to take matters in their own hands. And it's a very, very, very dangerous line. At some point, there is no conversation you can have with citizens that, the law will take its course. There's a right procedure. No. If over time, things keep happening and nobody takes the fall and people lose trust and faith in the system, this is what happens.
True.
It's not a very comfortable conversation to be had, but it's an honest conversation that needs to be had, because we can't isolate you see, we are speaking sports when we talk about the NSA, but there are several other public offices that have been raided by people we call tax. Okay? Because the things that we are supposed to do, the accountability and transparency that the citizens want to see, it is not there. And so when staff are complaining that they are not being paid, who is making sure that they are paid?
Yeah.
When people are complaining about mismanagement, do you know that, to be honest, go on social media, nobody's sympathizing with the NSA. Do you know why? Because in the minds of the general public, the NSA have consistently been doing a bad job. Because the Ghanaian is not stupid. The Ghanaian remembers that when Ghana was going to play a football match in this country, Ghana struggled
For a venue.
to find a venue, and the venues are being managed by the NSA. So if the average Ghanaian is at home, and some Ghanaians are saying that they don't want high-placed people in the offices at the NSA to be in the office, the Ghanaian is comfortable that it should happen. So we are beginning to set a very terrible precedent, and we are beginning to, see people lose hope in the systems that need to get people working, need to get people producing results. And for me, if you ask me on this matter, I sit on the fence. Oh yes. Look, we have to be honest as a people. The job that the NSA have been doing in this country, are we happy about it? The answer has been no. And it's not been a year, it's not been 2 years, it's been for a very long time. Now, in that period, what has anybody done to get the NSA working? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So citizens who are concerned are taking matters in their own hands. And the worrying part is, the staff of the NSA are happy this thing is happening. Those who work there, those who are working with these politically appointed people are happy these things are happening. So I can't sit here and all of a sudden say that, for the last 8 years or 6 years, things have not been going well at the NSA, but you people should go home. You should. No, I'm not going to be. And I also won't sit here and say that every Ghanaian should move. So I sit on the fence. So I'm bringing the two sides of the coin to the fore, so that politicians and people in power will know their faults, and then Ghanaians who are concerned will also know that, look, in the long run, if they are distraction, and I'm happy this one, there was no distraction of property. I'm happy this one, they've not said that anybody went to office to steal documents and blah blah blah. They are just saying that, look, these people can't be here. And at some point, if we want to change these things in this country, we need things like that.
Then are you also sitting on the fence on this one?
Sort of.
Yeah, deal like something you had yesterday.
No. I mean, you had it. You do that thing. No, No, Zach, you see the issue is, if you are going by the book, that is not the way you get somebody out of office. That is true. Yeah. But I think Sitso has properly articulated it. We've reached the point where it is very difficult. Yeah, the book is not working, and it's very difficult to tell the average Ghanaian to go by the book. Now, if you listen to Delali, not the report, when he was talking, mentioned some allegations. Even in the report, some of the staff, somebody said there was 100 million in the office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He paid himself 100 million.
100 million.
His end of year package.
You see, when it comes to things like this, and the staff are talking, there are this level of allegations. There's been no investigation to prove them wrong or right. Like, we just sit there. Things happen. The Auditor General, when the Accounts Committee, when the Public Accounts Committee, when the former NSA head went there. Look at the gaps. Look at the sums of money that were mentioned. What has happened to him? Like, what investigation? Nothing has happened to him.
In fact, when they asked them to go and arrest someone in Tamale, they did it.
You see, so for a staff member who is sitting there, hasn't been paid in 6 months, when he's watching that thing on GTV, he's happy that they are catching him, thinking that measures will be put in place to get the money back, and hopefully he can chop some Christmas. But it didn't happen. So in January, when he has gone to use his kokromoti and some people come and they say they are this thing there, fine. He will allow for, you see, like, you need to put yourself in people's shoes to understand some of these things. And we've reached a very difficult place. We've reached a very, very, even the AC is crying. We've reached a very difficult place. See, the matter, like, the matter chop hot. The matter chop hot. And where it has reached, in fact, when the thing happened, my mind went back to 8 years ago, 25 years. So 8 years ago, around this time, when people were going to courts, releasing their people were breaking into police station, releasing their people. Somebody even chopped slap self. They took him to commission. The person admitted to slapping him. Nothing happened to them. Like, Charlie. And those times we are inching close. I don't think you are right when you say we are inching close. It's already a lawless country where we've reached, like, it's gone. Like, we've passed that level. We are just gradually entering into a different level that we see mostly on TV in other countries. And if we don't take care, if we don't put measures in place, if we don't wake up, we'll be there and it's all gone. So, see, we need to arrest the issue. That's the thing. We seriously need to arrest these things so that when citizens get up and they commit these lawless acts, you can punish them on authority that the law has been working, so you didn't need to do that. You get where I'm coming from. But if the law is not working and people are going scot-free, it's very difficult for somebody who has not chopped salary for 6 months, somebody who during Christmas was texting his cousin for Momo so that he can buy his son Christmas chicken. It's very difficult to tell him to sit down and allow. What law? Like, Charlie.
But I'm a bit confused. In 2016, some of these things didn't happen. Joe Penge was still there until Robert Stafford Mensah was appointed.
No. We are not talking about sports alone.
No, I get it. But since we are narrowing to the NSA.
Muftawu,
yes.
Specific to the NSA.
Yes.
It is the jungle that the former government allowed the NSA to become.
Okay.
That is provoking people to behave this way. Everything that happened in Accra, Tuesday was it? And then yesterday.
Wednesday. That was Wednesday.
Is a byproduct of the former government's failure to resolve all of the issues that happened. And they are heartbreaking because the main issue that triggered all of these things, the presidency was petition. President Akufo-Addo received it, did nothing. Iyoko, special prosecutor, CID, every state agency.
And Siga too was petitioned.
Siga as well.
Yeah.
And then the NSA board. Now, the reason the NSA staff are doing what they are doing, and unfortunately, Kwame Ba has been caught in the crossfire because, as fate will have it, he was the co-author of the original petition against Professor Trimesi, the petition that I'm referring to, that broke down a litany of issues at the NSA, at the top rank of the NSA.
Yeah.
I did that story back then, and I'm going to read to you some of the things that the petition highlighted so that people get a sense of why junior staff of NSA and some senior staff of NSA feel that this is the chance for them to speak their truth to their superiors. Now, on the 26th of June, I authored a story about the petition, about this very petition. And as I've said, Kwame Ban was a co-author. Now, if you look through the petition carefully, they spoke about one of the factors was breach of NSA scheme of service. And I quote, and I'm reading from the petition. It says, there is an entry requirement for all categories of public service workers, and NSA is no exception.
Exactly
But the Director General flagrantly disregarded this requirement relative to your NSA scheme of service on placements and grading structure, and placed newly recruited staff on higher ranks or grades without corresponding qualification or experience. So you have someone in the NSA who have worked for 15 years, for 10 years, and beyond the work experience, have furthered their education, have got both the paperwork and the experience to back it. But when there was time for promotions, Professor Chumesi decided to sidestep what was the laid down NSA scheme of service that essentially tells you how promotions are supposed to be done. Now, majority of the staff have personal links, and this is according to the petition. It says majority of the staff had personal links with the DG. So by that, they are referring to the newly recruited people who suddenly got instant promotions after their recruitments. For example, a person with a degree in biochemistry who has never worked in public service before was placed on a grade of deputy director and made deputy head of HR and secretary to the NSA management while still under probation. This happened. And guess what? Nobody on the NSA board questioned it. Nobody on the NSA board questioned it because it was Peter Chumesi. He had the liberty to do whatever he wanted at the NSA. So this is what the petition captures. Again, the Director General promoted people on probation to head departments and units within the NSA and sidelined existing staff with even higher qualifications and experience. Those who complained were suspended, transferred, and marginalized. There are other aspects of it. It also speaks about the misuse of public funds, conflicts of interest, the deceit of divide and rule, the missing vehicle, and then even incidents of receiving double salary. Double salary. They pay this man twice for that long. He took the salary. Someone decided that, okay, you governments, let's assume that you didn't know you were paying this man double salary. But we are drawing your attention. Investigate this matter and then correct it. Nothing happened.
Guess who wrote the letter?
So when,
it was his school in Kumasi. KNUST wrote the letter to the ministry and drew the attention that he was taking double salary. But still.
So, Musbau, when these employees, right, these employees have been there, you have staffed the NSA with your party boys. A lot of them who are not qualified for the job, do not have the right certification, do not have the experience. When they came in, you did not only give them the job, but you gave them instant promotions.
And these are the same staff who are pushing out the people who
at the expense. I am bringing this one. Say that I'm petty, me, I don't care. But I'm bringing this back to show people that this is what they said at the time. Anyone who spoke against the regime was called a hater. So while I sit here and I'm not happy,
you think Kwame Ban is being punished for what he did?
So that is one leg of it.
Peter Chumesi.
That is one leg of it. Kumasi is like Peter Chumesi's home. The NSA Kumasi is like Peter Chumesi's home. When he walked in there, and I was discussing this with Sitso, that maybe he should have made significant changes to the composition of the staff there. Because the bulk of the people there are people loyal to someone you have gone against. So where there is a sufficient basis to interrogate someone's appointment, look at his experience, qualification, as opposed to the job requirements. If they do not tally and he can do something about it, I think he should have. Right? Because ultimately, that is what has come back to bite him in the back. But I'm saying that, assuming that this Kwame Bamensa's issues with the existing staff was not there, someone else was going to bear the brunt of the NSA staff and their anger. Because look, they saw it. But Muftawu, we are in this profession. We all know what the job requirements are for one portfolio. all of us who are qualified are sidestepped. Someone from outside who's not qualified, does not have the experience, is given the job. Of course, will be better. It's not hatred, it's not anything. It is because you know you deserve this or you should have been considered, but you've been set aside for a different group of people. Purely because what? They are NPP and you are not. And here's the thing. There were actually people in
both of you can be NPP, but you don't know the person.
That's what I'm coming to. There were actually people there. Not everybody who was sidelined was NDCO. Not everybody who was sidelined was anti-NPP. No. There were actually their party members who were there. But because you do not align or whoever was making the appointments did not know you, they were sidestepped. Look, I said it 2 weeks ago. The next minister has to audit all of these issues, right? Go through and be deliberate about fixing some of the mess that has led the NSA here. Because the former director general became too powerful to the extent that a minister can transfer a regional head and his subordinate Chumesi can sit in Accra and say that
Menko.
Don't, like, I have blocked the transfer. And he went to sit in front of the Public Accounts Committee and said, and after that, nobody in this country, nobody with power in this country thought it wise that, look, no, this is wrong, so let's correct it.
So there's so, as far as the internal politics of NSA is concerned, it's
everything we are seeing today
to the things we are seeing. And the next sports minister, like you mentioned, has a lot of work to do as far as some deep house cleaning is concerned at the NSA. Well, let me just mention that game plan is brought to you by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing your dreams. Bet away, get away more. And let me also tell you about the Chopbox Technologies Limited. It's finally here, just in time for the new school season. We're introducing the all-new school box by Chopbox. Say goodbye to bed bags and hello to convenience with this sleek, durable, and innovative school box designed for every student. Be the first to grab yours this Christmas and make back to school a game-changing experience for your loved ones. Get a free branded water bottle with every school purchase. Be the Santa. Your loved ones will never forget this season. Access, provisions, books, birthday packages, and so much more, all delivered right to campus. You can visit www.chopboxonline.com to explore over 10,000 items for school. Call us today at 030-804-1000 WhatsApp, or you can also call 030-223-9134. Make this Christmas, of course, this season, this New Year season, magical for the students in your life with Chopbox. Use promo code SchoolBox Santa for a chance to win 100 Ghana City voucher from Chopbox. So the new school season is here, so just hop on to chopboxonline.com and get all the things your ward will need for school. Also, Petrosol, your trusted provider of clean fuel in full quantity, is thrilled to announce that we've been adjudged the winner of the overall National Best Quality Company Award at the AGI Ghana Standards Authority National Quality Awards event. This achievement wouldn't have been possible without the loyalty and trust of our valued customers and supportive stakeholders. Thank you for believing in us. At Petrosol, we are committed to delivering top quality fuel and lubricant. This award is therefore an external validation and testament of Team Petrosol's commitment to quality. We assure you that we will continue to work tirelessly to ensure that our product always meets the highest standards of quality. Please drive to any Petrosol station for clean fuel in full quantity, and also stand the chance of winning amazing prizes from our Energizing Dreams promo, which runs till the 31st of March 2025. Petrosol Energizing Dreams. Well, while we are talking about sports, we also have some quick update for you on what's been happening in Showbiz. This is the Showbiz News Flash, and we got that for you. So let's take that briefly. I will continue with the discussion.
Hello there. Welcome to Showbiz News Flash, powered by Joy Entertainment and brought to you by Showmax, streaming for Ghana. I'm Kofi Hayford. Ghanaian music fans have started to tip their favorites for this year's Telecel Ghana Music Awards. One name that hasn't been mentioned yet is Amrado, and it doesn't sit well with him at all. Amrado says 2024 Music Year Review conversations without his name is an exposure of ignorance. US film star Mel Gibson is among the dozens of celebrities who have lost their homes in the LA wildfires. Mel Gibson has openly accused California's governor for not honoring his promise of taking care of the forest in LA. Nigerian singer Spyro can't seem to take the pressure from fans as a celebrity anymore. He has taken to Instagram to loudly call out fans who always beg him for money because he's a star, saying the attitude has become a nuisance which must stop. That's it for Showbiz News Flash, powered by Joy Entertainment and brought to you by Showmax, streaming for Ghana. Get more details on myjoyonline.com. I am Kofi Hayford. Joy Entertainment, we are large and in charge.
Well, that's Kofi Hayford with the latest in the world of showbiz there. Big thanks to him there. Well, let's continue. And yeah, I just heard that Fentios joined us on Zoom. We'll hear from him also very shortly. But also, another issue that happened in the course of the week is the, what do you call it, the Accra Lions, Dreams FC, back and forth. So for those of you who are not familiar with the story, there was a game, I think, last weekend between Accra Lions and Dreams FC at the Tuba AstroTurf, and there were some questionable decisions that were made in that game. The referee was Maxwell Hansen. Accra Lions, if you look at the video they supplied, some offside decisions that were made against them, very questionable. And they went on to release a statement calling on the Ghana Football Association to improve as far as the performances of referees and ensure that the integrity of the Ghana Premier League is enhanced because of what happened in that game. They feel that they were cheated. You just say it plainly. They feel that they were cheated, and then quite a number of people responded to that. One of the people who made or even supported their call was Samuel Enimado, a former executive council member of the Ghana Football Association and co-owner and president of Young Apostles. And he says that, well, he supports the call by Accra Lions, and he feels that referee Maxwell Hansen in particular has been used by the Ghana Football Association to do dirty work. And went on to say that even in times past, when he raised concerns about him, referee Maxwell Hansen, at Congress, he later heard that he was being threatened with relegation. His club, Young Apostles, were being threatened with relegation. Now, this did not go down well with the Ghana Football Association disciplinary committee, who felt that his comments were in breach of certain regulations of the Ghana Premier League, and therefore have charged him with misconduct and have asked him to file a defense latest by the 13th of January, else a verdict will be given against him. We spoke to him on Prime Sports, and in fact, he says he stands by his statement on referee Maxwell Hansen, and that he will be in touch with his lawyers and go and defend himself. He said he's not backing. He believes that referee Maxwell Hansen needs to sit out because his performance is always questionable. Well, let's just listen to Samuel Enimado briefly, saying that, well, he's not backing down at all.
I know a lot of people say, why did that come out? But if Accra Lions has come out and I spoke about this same man, and it's about this same man, and I don't come out to support him, then I'll be a coward. Because I spoke about this same man at Congress. We were dialoguing, we were brainstorming, and I said, this man, why is it that when he's appointed, there's this tag? Why?
Yeah, so it's a very interesting development, especially when you spoke to Samuel Enimado yesterday. He said, look, that particular match official, he raised concern about him at Congress. And he mentioned that the president of Ghana Football Association wasn't, comfortable with, mentioning that particular referee. And there was a bit of back and forth here and there. But I think ultimately, if you look at what every... I'm
interested in Dreams response.
Yeah, Dreams also, gave a response. They gave a response. Dreams FC, after Accra Lions released their statement, they came and they said, they basically said, Accra Lions, don't behave like you are. Don't behave holier than thou. You have...
I would like for them to walk us through their train of thoughts, like their thought process. Because it came on 7th January.
Yeah.
That day, GM was trending. right? People had forgotten about the Accra Lions statements and even the FHR. So the matter was dying out. So what exactly did they seek to obtain by releasing that statement? Because they revived the whole issue.
They were defending. They were defending themselves. They were
No,
saying Accra Lions should not.
Atsu, like someone said, government in power defending the Electoral Commission. So, Dreams FC decided to defend the GFA. Instead of allowing the GFA to respond, Dreams said, no, lie. Maybe we are GFA annex. So let's defend the GFA first. And let's not forget, in recent times, just like what we witnessed from Young Apostles, Enimado Grant's interview, they released a statement distancing themselves from it. Kujo Fiano granted the interview. Gaka released a statement distancing themselves from the chairman of the Ghana League Clubs Association.
In Swatriman and this.
Even in Swatriman, Ungra was even a bit different. But from where I sit, I actually see it as people trying to align with the leadership of the Ghana Football Association. Maybe if you don't align like this guy, Enimado alleged, they will threaten you of relegating your team. I do not personally think that it was the responsibility of Dreams FC to come and respond, because the statement released by Accra Lions was not directed at you.
Had nothing to do with
It had nothing to do with Dreams FC. So I'll be completely taken aback by the fact that the CEO of the club, Aminu Shadow, would allow that to be released from the club.
But the concerns that were raised by Accra Lions were to the effect that Dreams FC were beneficiaries. And if you allege that they were beneficiaries, you are also
the statement
suggesting
categorically state that Dreams FC benefited from referees' decisions against Accra Lions.
But the video they released was to that effect. If the statement did not say, the video they released suggested
The response of Dreams FC was to the statement of Accra Lions. Because it was after Dreams FC even came and responded, that's when we began seeing the videos online. And I'm sure Accra Lions now decided, okay, if we want to respond, then we'll release the video. And in fact, Sandra said he cried after watching the highlights of that game.
and in all of this,
It's a reaction for me. But I do not think that the Aminu Shada I know will draft that statement from Dreams FC. I do not believe so.
So you think somebody drafted and put his name there, or what would I suggest?
I'm just saying. I'm not sure. Was it management?
Yeah,
Yes.
management. Signed
It said management, signed by management.
It was a very long one.
It was a long one. And they even went as far as saying that Dreams FC is suffering because of their supposed affiliation with the president of the Ghana Football Association.
Is there a supposed affiliation?
It was captured in the statement.
Yeah, but
So my point is that I'm not too sure.
Flag, no. That was a red flag.
I'm not too sure Aminu uttered that. Aminu, as someone who understands these things so well, and based on my conversations with people, I'm not sure he uttered it.
Well,
Probably some people with more authority within the club decided they
Who's
should
the general
release
manager
this.
of the club?
Aminu Shadow is the CEO.
Who has more power in the club than Aminu Shadow?
There are shareholders. There are 3 shareholders.
No.
The shareholders can decide.
We're
that-
talking
that-
about the
Oh,
powers
the
that
structure,
be.
the structure of the
You are looking at
shareholders
strategies.
can
We are
demand that
talking
you release
about
statements.
the powers that be.
Yes. No. But you see, me. When it comes to these things, I don't beat about the bush, because Aminu Shadow is not different from the administration. It is his job, and over time, when the administration have messed up, he has come out to defend them, and so this I won't put it beyond him. You are telling me you know Aminu Shadow? No. Everything Aminu Shadow is defending about this GFA,
Yes.
I won't put this past him.
No,
Because
no.
I've never seen him really being, if you like, neutral or being openly honest about how bad this FA is managing the club. So if he's the CEO, this GFA is managing the football in the nation. So if he's the CEO of a club that has released a statement, it makes perfect sense that it's Aminu Shadow who is the CEO of that club. So I don't want us to say Aminu, we know Aminu. We don't. No. That one puts aside.
So you guys, your position is that the statement from Dreams FC was uncalled for.
It's long and useless.
Do you know John? When they say John, do you understand John?
John. Not John, no. Not John.
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 John. beyond statement pass.
All right, let me just start with Fent. Now, I understand he's joined us on Zoom. I said, Fent, watch
So, you know, if you relax for your wife in there, why you do Zoom every time? Why the boys don't go video the show?
At the show.
Are your wife there? Cut off the Zoom and go to your wife. You didn't show.
The
Why?
studio full up, then
What's the problem?
Don't go to
Must go off the show.
What are you going to do?
Say enjoy your wife. Every time they talk sports, why? Are you bored in Europe?
I don't understand you people. I don't understand you people. Let me just say what I need to say. Okay, the rest of you, what you are saying, it doesn't matter to me. The Dreams letter, it was signed by management. Aminu Shadow is general manager.
Killer, give it to them.
Of Dreams FC. So the management that is signing the statement, he's the general of that management. What is Muftawu saying?
No. Aminu is the chief executive officer. There's a general manager, please.
Who is the general manager?
Oh, I forgot his name. He's my friend on
It
Facebook.
even
Let me
makes
find
it
him up.
worse. The general manager responds to Aminu.
Oh yes. Okay. So Fent, there are certain things I don't want to mention, but I was told that before the letter was released, there were disagreements where people were shouted out. Relax.
Mufta, I know what you are saying. No.
When a
These
decision
people
is
know what
taken-
you are saying, but they want you to talk more. We are talking about the powers that be.
Hold on.
when a decision is taken collectively,
Guys,
you all take
guys.
responsibility. Thank you.
Hold on,
You
hold
and
on.
I can have a disagreement on something, but when a decision is taken by
Muftawu.
Joy Sports, Muftawu is bound by that decision.
Hold on. Can I continue?
Please proceed.
I'm saying that Aminu Shadow is general manager for Dreams FC. You are saying he's CEO. Where is this stated that he's CEO? When did he become CEO? I want to know. And who's the general manager? You said you've forgotten his name. Because as long as I'm concerned, as long as Aminu is concerned, he's general manager. As recently as last month, the club released a statement wishing him a happy birthday and wrote general manager. So what are you saying?
In fact, if you go to his X page, he said it, team manager of the Black Stars, general manager of Dreams FC Football.
No, I don't understand
Sports
that.
economist, and he's the general manager of the management that wrote the letter. You didn't hear the talking, so you know Aminu Shadow. You know Aminu Shadow from where? The guy has signed the thing here. There.
So listen,
Baga,
let's
go on
correct
for
that.
you.
Aminu Shadow is general manager, not CEO. It's established. He said that himself. It's still on all his official documents, and that is his role. He's not been elevated to CEO, not as long as even he himself is concerned. So that's that. He's general manager.
Thank you.
And
That
if-
CEO role,
if-
can he go and sit in that office? Can he go and sit in that office? The club has no CEO. There's a ghost CEO. Can he go and sit in that ghost office? Now you go here.
So there is no general manager anywhere. That is Aminu. Then he has a deputy general manager. That one I know. And that deputy general, I think it's some Enokajariado guy. So, but bottom line is that I agree with the guys. That I don't think the statement was necessary. For me, it was overly defensive for a position that was not necessarily theirs to take. And the honesty is that Accra Lions were basically complaining over officiating. They didn't attack Dreams FC. Neither did they insinuate that Dreams FC had something to do with what happened. They just complained about the performance of the referee, and they were complaining to the Ghana Football Association. Dreams FC did not, there was no need for them to respond in the manner in which they did. And even if they wanted to, I feel like the statement should have been brief. It was a really long, winding statement talking about things that were not in their purview, things that were not necessary, asking Accra Lions where they need to channel their complaints to, how they need to engage in the back. That's not your job. You understand?
This is to tell
That's
you that
not
the
your
person who
job.
wrote the statement.
So, I feel that was very unnecessary. On the substantive matter of Maxwell Hansen and the Enim Ado and all of that, listen, I think every single club that has been on the blind or on the bad side of officiating in this administration absolutely deserves it and have no right to complain. Because this so-called Maxwell Hansen or Charles Bulu or their complaint, people have been complaining about the performance of certain referees for the longest time. At the end of last season, all of us were outraged by some of the matches that took place in the Ghana Premier League. The people said that we were bastardizing the league and that we should shut up, that the media talks too much. Even young apostles themselves, do you know how they also got promoted? They were beneficiaries of dodgy refereeing decisions in the Division 1 league last season. Eddie Mado didn't have anything to say about that, did he? So I'm saying that they only complain when he goes against them. And he was part of this administration. Look, he's a friend of the media. But in the last 4 years or 5 years when this administration was in power, when he was part of that administration, how much did he willingly complain about any of the things that he was seeing? He said he went to Congress and complained about Maxwell Hansen. What about the general nature of the league? Or the general performance of officials in the league? Did he have anything to say about that? Because Maxwell Hansen is not the only problem when it comes to officials in the Ghana Premier League, is he? So I'm saying that, look, I understand that sometimes when you're in a certain position, you cannot speak. But when you benefit from a system that is bended towards benefiting you, and then when it doesn't, you start complaining, people struggle to take you seriously. So I'm saying that it's good that he's speaking up now, but for a lot of us that are concerned, a lot of us that have followed this league, we've been talking about this the longest time. And in a time when he also turned a blind eye to a lot of our complaints. It's now that it suits him, he's talking about it. But you see, I understand why Enimado himself is talking about it, because ever since he's left the GFA, this current GFA administration, when he didn't win his bid for re-election in the next exco, he's become a target of some of the people in the system, according to the information we have picked up. And so he himself has to assume a very defensive position. And that is why at the end of his own statement, you see that he's saying that nobody can force him out of his continuous investment in the Ghana Premier League or in Ghana football. Because at the moment, we also know that there's a reason Young Apostles went to release that statement. And in a move that is similar to what Muftawu is talking about, that, you know, that it may come from somebody and not necessarily another person. Enimado owns 40% of Young Apostles. Okay, he owns 40% of Young Apostles. Mr. Donfe owns the other 40%. Then his wife owns 20%.
Whose wife?
So
Enimado's wife or whose wife?
When he speaks and he says that whoever released that statement doesn't have any power over him, he knows exactly what he's talking about. So, from what we understand, there are people that are trying to get him to offload his shares. And you see, his issue with Young Apostle, it stems from sale of players from a long time ago. People feel like some money has been chopped and they've not been given some, and it's all very controversial and it's all very, very convoluted. And I don't want to get into details of that. But bottom line is that it is clear that there is a massive conflict happening at Young Apostles. And the reason I bring that up is that in itself is a bigger threat to Young Apostles' fight for survival this season than any sort of officiating or any sort of colluding or conniving that is happening or that he thinks is happening at the FA level against his club. And I think that he needs to clean his own house. He needs to address all those issues first. And then he can now join all of us to have a conversation about what's going on with the officiating in our league. Because for a lot of us involved, Sitso, Daniel, Atsu, Muftawu, we've been speaking about this the longest time, about how the Ghana Premier League lacks certain integrity because of not just officials, but several other things. Because Mediama were also charged on the same day that Enimado was charged for preventing broadcasters from broadcasting the league in 2024. And you see, you can go on and criticize Mediama for their action, but Mediama themselves they have a point, because what is the arrangement that you have with a broadcaster bringing cameras to broadcast our league when we don't stand to benefit one city, or there's no disclosure of what we stand to benefit from this arrangement? Why do we do that? And so yes, you can go and charge Mediama for doing what they did, but bottom line is, when you strip the issue down to its bare, you see that Mediama have a genuine case for asking legitimate questions and asking the people what locus they have to come there with cameras and come and shoot their match. So the issues are there. Listen, we all try as much as possible. As for Sitso, he doesn't want to hear about the Ghana Premier League. And for someone, same for Daniel, and for someone who worked in the Ghana Premier League for 2 years, crisscrossing this country, running commentary.
Who told you 2 years?
It was
crisscrossing this country and endangering his life for as long as he did, investing time and energy to get to this point where he doesn't want to hear anything about the league. It must have taken a toll on him from what he's seeing. And, we try our best all the time, but the FA doesn't help. They don't help. I'm glad that Star Times are coming back. I hope that new arrangement, Atsu did a brilliant story this morning with some details of how they eventually found their way back. But hopefully, I think the only reason the FA has gone back for Star Times is because they want a certain standard quality of the images going up. And yes, they might have tried their best in quotes in the absence of the Star Times in the last few months. But a lot of what we saw was an eyesore. That's not how a professional league should be broadcast. And I'm not exactly sure this is the fault of the ones producing, because I don't even think they themselves were ready for this sort of production when they were engaged. So it seemed like they were doing the FA a favor. So now we've been forced to go back to Star Times. And Star Times have lost a lot of customers in that period when they weren't in charge of the league. So I hope this new arrangement works. I don't know the duration of the new contract and how long it will run for. But bottom line is, even now with Star Times returning, it would feel like they are doing the FA a favor rather than looking at it from a financially prudent point of view. Because at the moment, Star Times have suffered ridiculously in terms of loss of subscribers. They've lost top management members who have left because they're struggling financially. So I hope we don't come back after a few months to say some monies that are owed the clubs have not been paid, because there are outstanding monies from last season that have not been paid the clubs. And we've gone into a new contract with new figures, and you wonder how much of that, whether the Star Times even have the capacity to honor that. But bottom line is, I think from the consumer point of view, I'm just happy that we will begin to get quality images again. And I hope that this arrangement will benefit everybody mutually. Because honestly, the Ghana Premier League is at the beginning of the season, I did a video where I said it would be the death of the Ghana Premier League if we started the season without a television sponsor, broadcast partner. And the FA did everything possible to bring in stopgap measures. But I'm happy that Star Times are coming back. Under the circumstances, I think all said, this is a really good arrangement that is coming back. I hope that eventually everybody gets to benefit. For me, I feel really sad every day talking about the league. It's like every season it gets worse when it should be getting better. Okay, and it's really, really unfortunate.
All right, let me see if I can get some messages on WhatsApp. Let's see if we've got some messages on WhatsApp. We can.
In fact, yesterday I was going through my email and I saw some of the Ghana Premier League podcasts that you were doing. I saw plenty of them. This was like as way back as 8 years ago. This clearly suggests that, in fact, and maybe apart from Danny K, who was not part of that podcast, Sitso was there.
Like you. And you are very lucky. In fact, it's a blessing.
You didn't waste your time.
I didn't waste energy and time. Charlie, I feel for you, bro. No, I'll make happy for you.
Guys,
that time, Danny K was in secondary school.
Let me finish. The most nonsense trip I took one Friday afternoon. This foolish guy dragged me from Takrady to Kumasi. Razak's Kotoko podcast in Ghana Premier League. But Atsu, you
disappear. You have the filler on the Star Times contract, their return. Is there anything in for the clubs? I'm sure for the club administrators who might be listening, is there anything good for them in it? And guys, maybe we can wrap up with the investment that the 2009 under 20 team are finally recouping. We can share your thoughts on that and any other issues that you would like.
Alan Zabon Ikum has gone to collect his money. He can pay some of his debt. I'm happy for him.
Look, I need to quickly say this about the young apostles thing, right? I don't agree with the idea that they have internal issues, so they should resolve it before they complain about officiating. That one is nobody's business. They are running their business. They have their disagreements. And also, if there is someone misbehaving according to this morning, we've seen Oradon for himself, right, granting interviews and essentially also distancing himself from the comments that his son made and saying that the shareholding has not changed. Sami Enim hasn't offloaded his shares. He still has 40%. He is still the club president. And so people need to accord him that respect and all of that.
Send a small warning to the FA. Small one.
Yeah.
2 seconds. You see the way citizens are going to public offices. See, it's not far from the GFA. Let me tell them. It's only a matter of time before Ketokireko and his administration, citizens come to the GFA office and then walk you out, close up the place, and then tell you that you can't run our football for us. You need to be careful, guys. You've been given power, you've been given time, you've not been accountable, you've not been transparent, you are failing at the job, and your posture and your arrogance with the failure that it comes with is smelling. It's only a matter of time before concerned football lovers come to that GFA premise. I'm not saying, look, I'm telling you facts. I'm not saying I'm asking people to go there. I'm telling you
it is possible.
It's
Sitso, if people got so passionate to the extent that we could go on the streets and protest, then
it's
it
not
is
far.
not beyond
Yes,
people going.
and when they turned up at the protests, you saw the reaction from the crowd at them. Guys, the GFA, you've got a massive opportunity of reshaping our football. You've still got some time on your hand. I have no faith in you guys. Katokereko's administration, I have zero faith, but you can still change my perception about you. Work, just work. Otherwise, I'm telling you that the people are going to NSA and things. You people are not special. It's not beyond Ghanaians. They can come for you.
The man is coming. Don't worry.
He's coming.
Daniel, who's coming? Who's coming?
I said the main man.
The real man is coming.
So look, the whole thing, it is one big mess. This morning, the man is also distancing himself from what the comments his son made. But I have it on authority. There are people at the Football Association who are cashing in and stoking fires.
It seems someone within
stoking fires.
Someone at the FA wants to buy his shares in Young Apostle.
They don't want to, so that's the problem.
Or the person already has it.
No, so for some time now, when the club qualified for the Premier League, Enim brought in someone who was interested in investing in the club, right? And the person wanted 30% shares. What that required, or what that meant, was that Enim needed to offload 10% of his, Oradonfe needed to offload 10% of his, and then the wife also had to offload 10% of hers. But while Enim was willing to do that, the man and the wife said no, which means no investor, no money. Now, for the past 4 months or so, there are people close to the football, the GFA hierarchy, who have been whispering into the Donfe family's ears that we are interested, we would want to put money on the table. However, the idea that they have to pay the $300,000 that Enim has invested since 2018, since 2018, they are not willing to. Then, in terms of the total, because we're told these days, per their own calculations at the FA, they value the average Ghana Premier League side at $600,000. So, even that calculation that they have done and have come to that figure, they are not prepared to put money on the table and say that this is what we are giving you. Tell him to offload the shares and then walk out. It is the reason while the man and his son will engage in certain conduct. So you saw the Hume transfer from Young Apostles to Kotoko and all of that. all of that are done on the blind side of Sami Enim. So they've taken his name out of the mailing system. He is not part of official correspondence that the club engages in. They do business on the side that he does not know. So everything points to the fact that they want to get rid of him. Akasikano. It is money they do not have. And I spoke to the man. He did not even deny it. He made it clear that if it comes to it and they have to walk away, he would want to maintain the relationship, but if it comes to it, they need to find a way to cut ties and then let everyone.
It's still an issue that needs to be resolved. I'm sure lots of conversation is going into it, right?
Exactly. The only problem is that the person who is telling Damwa, the son, the general manager, to start calling himself CEO and start referring to Enimado as club official, the person doing that is not prepared to put money on the table and say, this is it, take it, run your club, or take it and ask him to offload the shares. So you have a conflict that is running for several months that is not resolved, and the man at whose behest they are doing it is not prepared to do what will help them move the needle. Look, and because I needed to hear his side of the story, I asked him and I told him that if this has festered for 4-5 months, probably it is best that you come to an agreement and get them to pay you off. The only thing is, I understand from his side, because you cannot force them to give you money, right? You cannot force them to come up with the money that will get you to offload your shares, but something has to give. However, as I said, the fact that they have these internal challenges does not mean they cannot talk about poor officiating.
Yeah.
No.
That's a very that's point well made. Point well made there, guys. I think we've got just about under 20 minutes to leave, so I'm going to give
under
you
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Under 20 won the World Cup in 2000.
Yeah, they won the World Cup. They're getting some good money on that. You know, their investment. What money was that though? It was the bonus for winning the under 20 World Cup, right?
No, it wasn't bonus. This was a promise made to the team after.
So actually,
after winning the
after winning the under 20 World Cup, the late president Prof Mill decided to set up a committee to advise them on how to reward the team, and it was the committee that came out with the advice and suggested that some of the money they were going to give to the players should be put in an investment that will mature within a certain period. It was 10,000 each player.
Ghana cedis.
Yes,
at the time.
Ghana cedis at the time.
And do you know how much? We know 15 of them have gone for the check. Do we have an idea how much they?
Okay, so some interesting things that have happened is that some say it's 60,000, some say it's 70,000.
Oh, okay, it's between 60 to 70,000.
Because some of them
they were giving 10K.
Yes.
And after 15 years.
And after 15 years.
Why did they suffer haircuts?
It is 70K, yeah. No, but Sitso, it's actually fair if you are doing a mutual fund investment. Depends on the conversation that happened. But one of the challenges I actually had
investing in Ghana
is about the fact that some of the players have been told that a part of their money was being paid to SIC insurance for their medical care and all that. And some of the players didn't know that if they are sick or if they are injured, they could get such
to SIC
for such insurance cover. They had no clue.
But I think what I really wanted to get was, so they get between 60 to 70,000.
To 70,000. Yes, that's what some of them have said they've got it. Yeah. But it's not too clear.
It's not after 15 years.
How much dollars with that? Like what? 7,000 or
no cash. Oh, that would be like around 5,000. That would be like $4,500.
That 15 years.
Bro, investing in Ghana be some way.
At the time, it was like
100,000.
Yeah.
At the time, then the city was strong.
Yes. So
it was 100,000. A dollar was 1.1.
So they've lost. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
around 4,000.
They've lost money.
It's probably around $4,500.
Like 4K.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should be around $4,500. So it's actually not good enough. But they got cash. So
okay, they got cash.
They got cash.
yeah.
But you
Corolla cars that devalued after 5 or 6 years.
Maybe the next time they should ask for gold. Should ask for gold. Yeah.
Yep.
Ask for gold.
Yep.
If they say they want to invest, they say give us gold.
No. But the point.
gold
The point
equivalent of the
the point is that it was a committee
Yeah.
that
No,
advised.
I'm saying next time they should also suggest give us gold. Yeah.
If you're going to take 15 years to
Yeah.
then invest that.
Yeah. But 15 years is
maybe
actually a long
70,000.
time. It's actually a long time.
No, this thing don't make sense.
15 years.
Because the calculations we're doing.
No, Muftawu,
So at
let's
what
listen.
rates? At what rates?
That is where many of them have concerns. You've already gone to take the check.
Bro, then get haircut.
And
Charlie.
in fact, I mentioned it. I mentioned it.
Some deductions price.
In fact, in my conversation with like 2 or 3 of them, I told them to ask whether they suffer some of the haircuts. They should ask. They need to clarify that.
Yeah, because 60 to 70k there, 50
And
years.
how much of their money was being paid to SIC
Yeah, they have
for
to.
their medical insurance cover?
No, they have to look into it.
One of the players, I was told one of the players, Salifu. I was told Salifu was one of the players who was actually able to go to SIC when he got injured, and the company took care of it. So I'm thinking that if indeed it happened, they should cross-check for haircuts.
Yeah.
How much was being paid to SIC for their medical insurance each year, so they can calculate that and have a perfect picture as to how much they were supposed to get. But a chunk of it. But they say that they didn't even know that they were supposed to go to SIC anytime they had
You see,
medical
the matter
issues.
you say, as I say, the money pie there, everybody go take some.
Oh.
So what? I think for the remaining,
Some of them will go for it next week.
For those who are left, they'll go like, Charlie, 67k there. Then they'll start asking questions. No, I think collectively, I think collectively,
It's actually
I think
massive.
collectively they should go. The PFAG should look into this, and PFAG
PFAG.
should look into this and get, because 67k somewhere.
No,
Yeah.
but
Some way. This is even some
so,
way.
no,
Charlie.
10,000 cities. 10,000
What are you
cities.
defending, Muftawu?
In
It
15
be some
years.
way.
10,000 CDs to 60,000.
It's not like a 5-year.
15 years.
Hey, Boga, a decade and a half.
15 years.
Charlie, by now,
Some way.
in
Anyway,
Kuma started calculations.
Charlie, let me just come to you guys. Maybe next, Danny, let me come to you. Europe, any issue you want to deal with, and
Let's move on. Let's go to if you take 10,000 in 2009, 2025 you are taking 60,000. No worry.
Give me gold though. You make a put for my.
No, this I want to see. Let me see the check myself before I believe this, because Charlie.
I say you
60
couldn't go
to-
take count. I mean, could be your party or you ajuma me do that.
Charlie, master. Beg you, we do associate on this. I beg you.
Anyway.
Ajimambedu is my friend. That's why I don't know him from anywhere.
Yeah, Sebo.
Yeah.
Okay, before the start times thing that you asked about, sorry, I forgot. So basically, the main standoff was a difference of, I think, $10,000 that they had to pay the clubs, right? So each season there's 30k for each club.
But have they paid?
No.
You see, then why are we even having this discussion?
so that's
Because
not
in
the
every
point.
contract,
He asked the
they
question.
tell you see some of these things.
So
it's
when I
getting
finish
tiring.
explaining, wait, when I
Every
finish
contract
explaining-
that they sign,
Yes.
clubs are supposed to receive something.
Yes.
So when you ask how much clubs are we talking about paperwork or are talking about reality? The thing we go and pay the thing before we start talking
but
about. It's some way.
Okay, so
See, it was not because they refused to or they didn't have the means to. It was because at the time, the contract that was signed, the exchange rates was not fixed. They didn't fix
Which is a
a
terrible thing
rate
to do.
for the dollar. So because they decided to go with the existing rates, it meant that when the CD fluctuates, when the CD depreciates against the dollar, they will still have to pay at the current rates.
which doesn't
The
make sense.
problem then was that you are selling your decoders and your subscriptions in Ghana cedis, but you have to make the payments in dollar terms. So obviously they were making losses. So they asked that for the $10,000 that was remaining, can we find a different formula and find a middle ground in terms of the exchange rate? So maybe say 7.5 or 8 or whatever, but something that we both agree instead of the 16 or whatever it is that per the going rate.
yeah.
So that was one of the things that had to be ironed out. But if you look at the total debt that was outstanding, we're told it was $950,000. So they have found a formula for that. And they have again found a formula for the new contracts that they have to sign.
So the club should expect some money.
Yeah.
Really?
See, I have worked with Start Times.
But the new
Start
contract
times have
hasn't
been-
been signed yet, though.
Start Times have been incredibly charitable with Ghana football and then the clubs. In these contracts, there's an end the clubs and the FA are supposed to meet. Every season they don't meet it. The branding at the stadium, which has to have Start Time visibly every match day, they don't meet it. there is a promise to start time that the league will give them a certain number of eyeballs. They don't meet it. That the league will improve the quality of the stadium for broadcast to be rich. They don't meet it. So truly, because the FA are not meeting and the clubs are not meeting a lot of their requirements, start times are not under pressure to pay. Because it's hand in hand. You can't expect them to pay that amount of dollars over a league that is not appreciated but depreciating.
And sometimes they go to certain venues and they are blocked.
They are blocked. The branding is non-existent.
They'll go and put a track there and block start times.
Everybody is talking about everybody, and you see start times. I'm very happy. I'm very happy this has happened to the FA and even to start times, because now start times hold the power. It is clear that nobody anywhere in this world want to produce and broadcast the Ghana Premier League. The only reason why start times are chasing it is because they've also done heavy investments. So their van is in Ghana. They've invested in studio equipment. They've invested in cameras and all of that. So they need to keep it running. But it is a fact now that truly, because the league is bad, nobody. Starters have been off the scene for the last 6 months or 7 months.
Yeah.
They were looking for people to come and bid. Nobody came.
Yeah.
Multi-choice is still around the corner. They didn't come.
Yeah.
Local Afa came to, and even the FA was paying Afa to do production. And I know on record that there are people who worked on production that haven't received their monies because the FA the money no they come. So start times are in a strong position. If they were giving you 50 CDs to show your league, now they can tell you they'll give you 25 CDs because nobody wants your league anyway.
Yeah.
And they are the only ones who want it. So the FA have played a very terrible card. Very terrible. When this current contract dies, and the FA have not improved the standard of the league and the quality, again, no investor will come and broadcast. And start times will tell them that your league is depreciating, we won't pay this much. But the FA needs to do its end of the contract. Give start time what it needs. Give them what you promised them, so that when they have to pay, you can hold them to it. That's why they can hold. And you see, the funny thing is, the clubs don't even know
the terms
of
the contract
and the conditions they have to meet to be able to to fulfill the FA's end of the deal, because the clubs don't even have the contract. This is the FA that is running Ghana football.
And that's where I find quite shocking that you go and negotiate a deal and the clubs do not have an idea.
But
what
why
is
are the clubs
negotiated.
not interested in the details?
Well,
Why would they ask?
If you go and talk, if you go into the relegate,
How
if you go to Hansen,
let me tell you, how can
Hansen-
Kotoko go and say, I want the details of our
And they'll tell you they will not give it to you.
and you say you relegate Kotoko?
Who they will not give it to you? What can you do?
What is they will not give it to you? I don't get
Hearts
it.
of Oak went.
How can Hearts of
Hearts of
Oak
Oak
go and
went.
not give it to you?
Said that okay, what is there in this deal for us? FA say nothing. Then let's allow us to also stream it on our platform. They say if you're a man, go and stream it. Hearts of Oak went to the FA to make demand for this.
Me, I don't understand.
It didn't fly.
You understand?
So how is it going to fly? And one of the things that most of the class often do not agree was that in this Star Times deal that was signed for 10 years, the clubs went and sat down, had a meeting, agreed on every single thing.
Then what do you want to say?
Then when they went to China, they went to sign a 10-year deal. They came back. And before they even signed that 10-year deal, they had conversations on their WhatsApp platform that StarTimes said they want to bring OB Van, they want to invest $20 million on the investment. And each year, if we are starting 1 million, the following season, they'll give us 1.5, 1 point this. So they agreed and signed everything. When they were going to sign a deal with one company, I don't want to mention the name of the company, the club sat down and negotiated. And in fact, maybe I'll mention this name. Lawyer a year was one of the key people who was taking them through the legal steps. They agreed to cap the figure at a certain dollar rate, which was 6 point something or $7. But in recent times, you go to sign a deal, clubs are even demanding for it. You can't get it. You are told you will not get it.
Muftawu.
And you see, in all of this,
So how is that possible?
in all of this, I also
So in whose interest are you signing the deal?
in all of this, some questions needs to be asked of Gaka.
Mufti. Zach.
Because Gaka
Guys.
will be championing this
Guys.
fight.
Hey guys. He has been in the wilderness for a while, but he's coming.
He's coming.
He's coming.
He's coming.
All these things. He's
will be
coming.
sorted.
Don't worry.
He's coming.
He's coming.
he cometh.
Hey, Asamo.
No, it is.
They said they will announce a new batch of ministers
Appointments.
today.
Okay.
They said so. We are waiting.
My
But
man
he's
says,
coming.
you don't want the thought, but the thoughts one nobody.
No, but I don't think the sports minister position will be announced anytime soon.
We know
We
vex.
have time. We have
No
patience
pressure.
like that.
We say he just want to.
We are
pressure.
patience like that.
He's coming.
Because some of the names I heard on Sunday, and in fact, 3 of them have been confirmed. 2. And in fact, the third person is the sports minister, which I was told that is going to Nielante Van der Poel.
Hey, sir.
Yes.
He is coming.
So
This boy is a foolish boy. He's pretending he hasn't heard anything.
maybe he will come and
Pretending he hasn't heard
restructure
anything.
some things within the football space. But there are some people who are also lobbying for the position of the sports minister.
Oh, they can lobby.
Who's lobbying for sports minister?
I don't know if I can mention the name.
You don't. It's okay. Don't mention his name.
Yeah.
You can lobby. Don't get.
Lobbying is allowed.
Yeah, lobbying
Around
is
this
allowed.
time of the year, lobbying
But getting
allowed.
is not guaranteed.
Getting is
But
not guaranteed.
they've taken youth out of the sports minister.
See, match. World Cup qualifiers. He is coming.
They say
Match.
the sports ministry, they don't want to give them a deputy because it's not that necessary. And even the appointment or confirmation of sports minister has been delayed because it's not a cabinet position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things I
But they have to reconsider. They need a deputy. You see, we keep underestimating how huge sports is. If education needs a deputy and agriculture needs a deputy, in 2025, sports is shaping economies of serious countries. You can't afford to treat that just. I mean, in fact, I would even say that in 2025, you should reconsider sports as part of the cabinet positions, because that is if you want to make it an economic tool.
Yeah.
And we can't keep underestimating the effect of sports on countries' economies anymore. No.
You can't.
Thought.
Well, we are all waiting to see when the announcement will be made, and I'm sure when it's made.
But
we'll share it.
sports was part of cabinet in the last Akufo-Addo administration.
Empony.
Sir.
Yeah.
Oh, then you try
Mr.
because
He was always going for cabinet meetings. Own him.
I mean now what are we coming in the go? Am I PA?
He was always going for cabinet meetings. Sports was part of cabinet.
Yeah, I think it's that was in order, in my opinion. That was in order. Yeah.
And just before, I don't know why if you're signing out. Let's not forget about the late Christian Atsu.
Yeah, today would have been his birthday.
Yeah.
32nd birthday over there. But you know, sometimes some of the ministers, they can call you to cabinet, but it doesn't mean you are
It
in
doesn't mean
part
you're-
of cabinet.
Yes, it doesn't mean you're a cabinet minister.
Something is happening in your
No,
ministry.
no,
Say,
Fent.
can you report to cabinet?
No, Fent, let me just clarify one thing. The sports minister was going to cabinet because of zonal thing. So it was from this zone, we need a cabinet person in there. That's what the
But
sports minister was going to.
ministry is not a cabinet.
Muftawu, just clarify what you are trying to say. What Muftawu is trying to say is that Mustafa Yusuf happened to be part of cabinet because of regional balance, not
Yes.
necessarily because he was sports minister.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know how to be in Capra for no.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Anyway. Well, guys, we'll possibly have to just draw the curtains here. But
Hey, hold on,
Who are you
Musbau.
dashing
Daddy K,
Is it what?
that's Duncan Ferguson guy.
Charlie, the guy, he be Joe guy. Oh.
What
Yes,
is
somebody who was the
guy I see for my
beneficiary
life
of
is
massive
like-
nepotism.
He Duncan Ferguson. Oh. You, your
Who was
father.
a beneficiary?
If your father no be man, you coach. Like you go get professional appearance for your life inside.
Then you had
Somebody
this rare
history
movement. This
is
rare
about to be
movement.
made. You are draw, you no go fit score the people. Win, you no go fit score the people. We all hype the team. Make the boy come play 1 minute.
No.
We see you no go do because if he's sentimental, this thing.
He's a serious coach. He said that.
That's why we sack him.
He said that the boy
We go sack him.
the
We
boy
go
is a
sack him.
midfielder.
We
At
go
the
sack
time of the
him.
game,
Massa,
they needed a striker.
Massa, you need what?
So he brought in a
You need
striker.
what?
no,
You
guys.
need what?
You see,
Hey, he be John guy pass.
no,
You see, you put the take
He was
emotions.
just-
It no be emotion.
You
It no be emotion.
to do your job.
How did Duncan Ferguson become a professional footballer? Ask him.
no, Dino.
If not be popular, he can professional footballer.
Dino, the way
Daddy K.
The way you guys
In
jump
4
on the
years
team,
at Man
people
U
don't understand
between
what I'm talking about.
1990 and
Okay,
94.
so this is the
He
story.
played
So this is the story. In
28
yesterday's FA Cup
games
game.
in
Yesterday's
4 years.
FA Cup game. Ashley Young for Everton against Peterborough.
Yeah.
Ashley Young's 18-year-old son is a player in Peterborough, and then Ashley Young's Everton came up in the FA Cup game. Ashley Young was on the bench for his team. His son was on the bench for his team, but Leighton Baines, who was the caretaker coach of yesterday's game, brought on Ashley Young. Now, everybody who wants the emotional part of football and the optics would have thought that Duncan Ferguson, who is the son of the great Sir Alex Ferguson, the manager of Peterborough, would have brought on Ashley Young's son so that I can have Daddy and son playing. But the guy's like, bro, no be family boy with the play. If you go home, you can play your garden. But he wants a result. Then he came vexed.
Master, the guy be John. No, it be John. You are Peterborough, you're facing Everton. Then go score you. They were already beating you. Whether you bring striker or 3 striker or this thing, you don't go feel win that game. Bring the boy on. This thing safe. You Duncan Ferguson. You nobody even know you safe. Because of this thing safe, you go. I know because in father do nepotism make you play the ball so where be my fan. That be how I know I'm sick of daddy in son can play for the team. Daddy in son. When we all know say the guy son, but daddy make you play. Like 25 or 28 appearances for mine. This guy if not being father. But today he's denying somebody's family the opportunity. 1 minute save, make the boy can play 1 minute. He do some nonsense substitution with the guy.
He's a striker. The boy is a midfielder. He was just.
The striker don't get shot safe. The whole man they get one shot on target. The shot on target come before the guy. The striker comes in. They don't even see the Everton pool. That's what they want. They don't even see the Everton pool. What say Bibia? Destroy everything.
No, it was just unnecessary from him what he did. And for me, I think if there was anyone better placed to understand the sentimental nature of these things in football, it is him.
It's him.
Hey,
no, it's true.
it is well.
No, he's denied. Listen, you didn't see Ashley Young's tweet. Listen, people, you see, football is about stories. It's about moments like this. It's about these things. Look, you're losing 1-0. He said, if it was 2-0, I would have brought him. Even when they scored the second goal, he still had the time to bring him.
You said football is about story, but this is a story. That's why you're discussing it.
Massa.
Duncan Ferguson has made a story about himself rather than the Youngs.
And the
That's why you're discussing
discussing
it.
the painful thing is that in the lead up to the game, Ashley Young spoke about how he had prolonged his playing career to see a day like this where he'll be able to play.
He should keep playing. I think he's still young. He
boy-
should keep playing.
The boy chopped like 38.
He should keep playing. That day will come.
Anyway, guys,
John guy pass.
Charlie, that'll be all. That's all we have for you today on
Legacy.
Game Plan. And hey, that's some more.
Relegation
See,
coach
Ferguson
too, relegation
Johnson something. This one says there have been too many square pegs in round holes as far as sports ministry is concerned. His Excellency President Muhammad can't get it wrong this time. Prosper Domenyo from Dakuman in Accra. Just maybe a final one, and we'll have to switch to BBC for the news. Someone is saying Atsu drop some English. Yeah, you say it was the first time I was hearing lacuna, so he had to take his dictionary to look to look at it. Interesting. Okay, it's some other message there. Else we will be wrapping up. Well, someone says he's baffled that you guys did not condemn the conduct by the facts at the Barbara Sports Stadium, and you were rather sitting on the fence. Alexander from Ashaiman. Yeah, he said he's baffled about it. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for you. Thank you very much. Newtojo said he's hoping that sports will thrive well under the new government. Okay. Well, that's all we have for you today on Game Plan. Thank you very much for your time. And I go to sports now, then I'll see Prime Sports. Yeah. Then, just... Anyway, guys, we'll meet again next week, Friday. Well, let's see. BBC, the news at 3.